Hey guys, welcome to my channel Hairliciously. It has been forever since I've last given you guys an update on my channel, and I just wanted to apologize for not being consistent and for not being able to provide content on a weekly basis. But before I get started, I wanted to also apologize again just because I am not using my video equipment. I'm actually using my phone to do this video. I just wanted to give you guys some content before I actually start doing more videos for you guys. Forgive me for the lack of quality that you guys might see in this video. But anyway, I actually have missed all of you guys, and it's good to be back. And I'm actually excited to be able to provide you guys with more content relating to hair transplants and hair loss. And so, as you guys are aware, I did have about a month of just being on a hiatus because I did have a wedding about 2 weeks ago, and I also started a new position at my job. So I've been busy just learning the new gig and just trying to absorb as much information as I can despite my busy schedule. And so thank you for all of your support. It truly means a lot to me because it gives me motivation to be able to put in that extra effort to give you guys more content. So thank you for that. Another update, I did buy a new vehicle. It's actually going to be the third car that I purchased. The same car, and it's going to be shipped in about a month, and so I really can't do much of a review once until I receive it. So if you guys are curious, make sure to leave me some comments. Let me know what you think that I bought. It's nothing expensive, nothing crazy. It's a vehicle that I just wanted to buy again. I did have one when I first started college, and when I graduated college I did buy another one of the same kind. I just wanted a weekend car where I can just fix up and just kind of drive during the weekends. And so, yeah, leave me some comments what you guys think. I will be giving you guys an in-depth review once I receive the vehicle. It's being shipped from Hawaii, so it's going to take about a month for it to actually arrive here into the States. Anyway, it's already been November 2016, and as you guys know, I actually had my first and only hair transplant back in November of 2016. I had 1,700 grafts via FUE in South Korea at Motion Clinic. And so I just can't believe that it's already been 2 years since I've actually had my hair transplant. And so I actually wanted to give you guys an update on the status of how the hair is holding up. So as you guys can see, there's not that good of a lighting, but the hairline is still there. And obviously this is the area that was implanted using the donor zone from the back of the scalp. Which is mostly going to be resistant to DHT, and that's why a lot of people, or most people who end up getting hair transplants that end up utilizing the donor zone at the back of the scalp aren't going to lose any of the hairs that were implanted. There's a lot of people who are actually new to hair transplants and hair loss, and they are actually under the misconception that the hairs implanted are still going to be prone to DHT. But for the most part, it's not going to fall out. It's actually the native hairs that are actually behind the implanted hairs that are still going to be prone to DHT. And so that's why a lot of people who do end up, or actually most people who end up taking or getting a hair transplant is going to need to take hair medications such as Finasteride, Dutasteride, and minoxidil, along with different types of hair loss medications, supplements, and hair loss shampoos to slow down and prevent further hair loss. So in my case, I've been taking 1 milligram of Finasteride per day for nearly 2 years, and even at my 2-year mark since my hair transplant, I don't think I've really suffered any further hair loss. As you guys can see, there's not much hair loss going on, and all of the hairs that were implanted, including the temporal points on both sides and the hairline, are still intact. But yeah, I didn't have any side effects. I still don't have any side effects when it comes to Finasteride. And most people are not going to experience any side effects, but since everyone's different, and there's people complaining about post-Finasteride syndrome, you guys can see a lot of that stuff online where people suffer from, anything from depression, anxiety to erectile dysfunction, and a bunch of other, hormonal imbalances. And so you always want to consult with your doctor before you proceed with any type of hair loss medication, especially Finasteride. Just because it does alter your hormones and your DHT levels. When I first started my YouTube channel, Hairliciously, I posted a video on 5 things that I hated the most in regards to my hair transplant. And one of them was actually about the kinkiness The kinkiness is right here and also in the frontal areas where the hairs were implanted. And since it's my 2-year mark, I kind of wanted to do a recap and a short review of how the hair transplant is. Even at my 2-year mark since my hair transplant, I really thought that the kinkiness would disappear after, a few months after my hair transplant. But apparently it's still here. And as you guys can see, the longer that it gets, it's gonna stick out and it looks very messy because it's kind of like, pointing in different directions and it's very curly. It's almost kind of like pubic hair. But it is thicker because obviously the donor zone in the back of the head is the hair texture and the characteristics are a lot thicker and they tend to grow quicker than the rest of the hair. And so that's why the kinkiness is still there. They're a pain in the ass sometimes just because they kind of get out of control and they protrude all over the place. Some people were saying that it's because the technicians misplaced the grafts incorrectly and therefore damaged the hair follicles or the hair root. And to this day, I'm not really sure 100% why the kinkiness is still there. But I feel like it's because some of the grafts, like some people were saying, it's because it was damaged. And anyway, it still hasn't disappeared. So, I'm just kind of going along with it. There's nothing really much that I can do. It's not like I can pluck it out. I know some doctors, when I do get a second procedure, they're thinking of extracting it and then placing them in the correct direction or replacing them with thinner hair or finer hair. But at this time, it is what it is and it's not much of an issue. And like I said, the implanted hairs on the front of the hairline and also on the temporal points right here are growing faster than the top parts and the sides of my hairs, mainly because the donor zone hairs that were used are thicker and they grow faster than the rest of the hair. Dryness of the scalp, especially around the frontal hairline, is no longer an issue. And in the rare occasion where I do experience some dryness, all I do is I just apply some long-lasting skin moisturizer, and that actually seems to do the trick. So as you guys can see, there's no dryness or any flakiness or anything like that. Okay, so a lot of you guys have also been asking me, when am I going to get my second hair transplant procedure? So the thing is, I will still need a second hair transplant procedure to increase density. I just didn't really have time to really figure things out exactly on when I'm going to be going back to South Korea to get my hair transplant. But like I mentioned in some of my prior videos, I am going back to South Korea. I'm just not sure exactly which doctor that I want to go with to get my second hair transplant to increase the density. I'm most likely going to lower the hairline just a tiny bit, about probably a centimeter or two, more like 1.5, just so that I can get a smaller forehead and also close off this area here so that I can kind of cover the receding temples. But like I said, it's going to be sometime next year. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to get it done this year. And also I need to be able to have enough time just because, the scalp is going to get really red and I don't want people to be staring at my hair transplant. I probably should grow out my hair too. But as of right now, I don't really have any plans for this year. But at the latest, it's going to happen sometime next year. And if you guys are interested in getting a hair transplant with Motion Clinic, the place that I went to get my hair transplant, shoot me an email and I can go ahead and get you set up with a consultation. And the other thing is, I think it'll be nice if I can actually have one of my subscribers come with me to get not only their hair transplant, but also at mine at the same time. That way, we can kind of help answer any questions that you might have. And, it's always better going with 2 people than just yourself, just because, you might be nervous, you don't know what to expect, you don't know what kind of questions to ask, and things like that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I know that some people have been sending me a lot of emails. I just haven't had time to read through all of them, but I do read them. And then depending on the priority, I tend to go ahead and respond to them in a timely manner. So next time, I'm going to be giving you guys an up-close view of the hairline during the day and a full 360 view, including the donor zone and the hairline and all the scars and everything like that, just so that I can show you guys how it's progressing. But as of right now, let me just do a quick video. That's how it looks like. But in a future video, I will give you guys a more detailed video on the hairline. In terms of hair loss treatment updates, there really aren't any major ones right now. I know it's been about a month since I've last updated, but if you guys know of any that might be of interest, please let me know and I will do some research and do a video on the topic. There are some more recent, I guess minor type of updates regarding follicums FOL005. Their injection data for their phase 2A resulted in a 11% median increase in the numbers of hair follicles in the growth cycle. And so maintenance of existing hair and a 11% increase in new hair doesn't really sound like much. But when you consider the fact that FOL005 didn't actually cause any side effects like dutasteride or finasteride, I think it's something that you guys can use to maintain your hair. And so in the next phase of their clinical trials, hopefully their plans to test out a higher dosage is going to result in better hair growth. And finally, we cannot conclude this video without talking about Dr. Suji's hair clone in 2020. As you guys know, Dr. Suji is partnering with Coursera, Recon, and Organ Technologies, and their plans to regenerate hair follicles is still planned as of 2020. And so as soon as I hear more updates on Dr. Suji, I will let you guys know. But as of now, they are still focused on 2022 curing hair loss. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And for all those baldies out there, and for those who are losing their hairs, hopefully Dr. Suji will be the end cure to hair loss. So, if you guys have any questions, please make sure to let me know. Also, one last thing. If you guys did order derma rollers, I am going to be shipping them out tomorrow. I know I've been kind of lagging on the shipping, so please don't worry. I still haven't forgotten you guys. I still am selling derma rollers. If you guys are interested, make sure to visit HAIRLICIOUSLY.com, and then you guys can take a look at the store and purchase your derma rollers. 1.5 millimeters if you guys are interested. I'm going to be bringing you guys more content now that I kind of got some of my life priorities in check and they've been set and sorted out. And so thanks for all of your support, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.